Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Christian, and you're listening to TeamOneZone Radio. We have a problem. How can entrepreneurs like us, who see the power and leverage of network marketing, maximize our efforts using the internet to auto-recruit dream prospects and explode our incomes without relying on family and friends or ruining relationships? This has long been the question for many hopeful entrepreneurs. In this podcast, we'll give you the answers. This is Christian Vinderslev, and you're listening to TeamOneZone Radio.
So, good morning, everybody. Good morning, OTG. How are we? My name is Christian, and I will today have the honor of coming on here to talk to you about a mindset. So, one of my favorite subjects. So, I'm really, honored and pleased that I'm here with you guys, sharing this with you. And just a little bit about my background. My wife and I, we joined this business. What is it now? 22 years ago. We started in 97, so we've been in the business for quite a long time. And it's been a very interesting journey. I mean, when we started the business, I was a typical sort of, I'm from Iceland, but I'm now I'm living in the beautiful south coast of England. I'm now sitting here in my home in England. And but when we started, we were living in Iceland. I was involved with running 2 companies. I was working full-time for the milk industry in Iceland, the sales and marketing department. So I was basically really busy. I was just constantly working, around the clock, 24/7 in that sense. And I was in a way getting, tired of being sick and tired, if you understand what I mean. I was just, I was one of those guys that came home and showed my wife a great business idea over the kitchen table. And she was just like, oh, not another one, and all kind of things like that. So, but I was constantly sort of looking for something. And even though I was a part owner in some companies, I didn't own them in that sense. They owned me and my time, and they controlled what I was doing in that sense. Those of you that have been in your business for yourself, you know that you are usually the first one in, last one out, and sometimes you get paid in that sense. So yeah, I can see some of you guys are joining here. Thank you for coming on live this morning. Special welcome to those of you that are listening on Shopify or no Shopify. I love this, Spotify or podcast. So yeah, special welcome to all of you that are listening to that. Like I said, when we started 22 years ago, I was actually thinking about a business with my sister, who actually is my sponsor. So my sister and my brother-in-law, they sponsored me and my wife into this business. I'll be forever grateful for them for doing that, because this business is truly amazing when you understand the power of it. And but I was looking to start a business with my sister. She was living in Luxembourg. Her husband was working in the bank industry in Luxembourg, and she was looking at doing something. And she comes from a teaching background, so she was maybe thinking of going into private schools or starting a school or something like that. But all of that will cost a lot of money. So we sort of thought of maybe doing something together, and we were looking, because I was working in the milk industry, maybe taking the Icelandic chocolate milk and import that into Europe and start to have some business around that. But one day she goes back to me and says, Christian, I don't want to do this chocolate business with you anymore. I found another opportunity. I found another business. I was like, well, tell me what it is. And she didn't tell me straight away what it was. And I actually think I heard them say once, they had a conversation over the kitchen table, let's not tell Christian, my brother, about this straight away, because he's not going to be coachable. He's not going to be listening to anything we say in that sense. And I think they were quite right there, because my first year in this business, I didn't have much success, and I'll come into that a little bit as well. But what happened is that they started this business, and one day they asked us to go to my brother-in-law's sister's house in Iceland to watch a presentation. And they sent over those small videotapes that they put into the big videotape to put into the machine. Yes, that's how old I am, I know. And it was about 2.5, 3 hours of videotape of a Swedish guy speaking in English about this presentation. And he was like, if you can imagine this is the TV that you're watching right now, he was like in and off the screen all the time. And when he was off the screen, you didn't hear so much what he was saying. And then he came back in really strong and went out again. And it was really interesting to watch that. But when I was watching that, I realized there's something here. There's something magic about this opportunity. Leverage income. I hadn't, known about that in that fact. I didn't know that you could have like a leverage income instead of working for money really hard all the time. You can have money working for you. And I was really interested, to know more. So I was listening very carefully. It was a beautiful sunny day in Iceland. We don't have many of them. And my wife was not very keen to come and listen to this. We had our 1-year-old daughter with us at that time. And you can imagine a small child like that didn't want to sit still for all the time. So she was running all over. My wife was not paying so much attention to the video because she was taking care of my daughter or our daughter. And then, I was like, I wanted to look into this. So I said to my wife, on the way home, I really want to look into this business. She was just like, really? If you think you have time for this business, I want you to spend the time with, myself and your daughter. And I'm just like thinking about, I think this is truly the opportunity to break through for everything we were doing. And so, she almost said, over my dead body, you're going to do this business in that sense. But, what happened is that we started to look into this and a little bit sort of, to take a long story short in that sense, we got involved, started the business, didn't have a clue what we were doing. Of course, we did not have internet or mobile phones or anything to look up information. My sister was very active in sending my material in the post, and so she would photocopy something, send it to me, and she was really doing, starting a business in Luxembourg. So she was like sometimes sending me the same material twice or 3 times even, and we were all getting excited about it, but we didn't have any system. We didn't have nothing to support us, how to build this business or what to do, what steps to take. So there was no infrastructure in that sense. I just had a lot of excitement. I was really excited about this business, and my mindset was just like, at that time you had to have 9,000 points to qualify to become an executive. You had to have 12 front lines to become one of our top levels, and I was like, I know so many people, I can do this, in 2 days. But boy, was I wrong. I started the business. We started somehow. We were living in Iceland. Iceland wasn't open, so we had to travel to Europe to get our products. And then we, started to use the products. And I saw there was something there. I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't really keen. It was skincare products because I had no experience in them. I didn't have a clue what that was all about. I did not know much about any of these products, so I was like, skincare. I don't want to be the next shampoo sales guy or the guy who tells women what kind of lipstick they should use. So what happened is that I saw the reaction of people trying and testing the products. I was just like, oh my God, they're excited about it. There's something there. Truly, there's something there. So I thought to myself, I can easily build this business. We started the business together, and we decided in our mind that we should have a business presentation every Tuesday, product trainings every Wednesday, and then trainings every Thursday. So, I would do this alongside my wife, and she would, tell everybody about the products and help me with that. And it got really excited, but we had not so much success in our first year, basically because, first of all, I wasn't coachable. I didn't listen to what I was being taught by my sister and the people that were in the business then, above her and everybody that was helping. I didn't listen so much to that, so I went my own ways, and my ways didn't work. I thought this business was, a lot about, me and my success and me making money and all that. And it wasn't until a year into the business, I decided to go to a convention in America. And my wife and I, we were there, was like 32 people from Europe, I think, at the time. And that's when I met somebody from this industry that has made a lot of success in this business, a lot of money. And I asked him, why are these people that are starting after me and my wife having all the success? And he said to me very simply, because you ain't coachable, you never listen. And I started to argue with him about that. He was like, just laughed. He said, that's your problem. So 5.5 hour, 6 hour plane back ride to Iceland, I decided to surrender. I decided to, give in and just be coachable. So, and that is something that I'm very grateful for taking that decision, because we came home and our business just started to work for us. Because for me, I changed my mindset. It was not about me, it was about how many people I can impact, how many people I can help, and how many people I can touch their lives and help them to have that, what this opportunity was offering to everybody. So that was something I got really excited about. So we came home, we started to work and really have some fun with the business in that sense. And ever since then, it's been an amazing journey. of course, it has been ups and downs. We've had, tough times and good times and all that. But this business has allowed us to live wherever we want to live. We decided to move to UK in 2000. We moved to Spain, and then we moved back to Iceland. And then 2011, we came back here to UK, and we just absolutely love being here. And, such a great place to live in, because UK, in my point of view, is a great place to do network marketing in, our whole business, because there's so many nationalities that live in this country. But basically, wherever you live in Europe or wherever you are, it's the best place to do business. Honestly, it's just how it is. And you just have to have that mindset, and that's what it's all about. And I love that. But, individually, guys, we are just like one drop, but together we are a massive, big ocean. And I love this teamwork here with One Team Global and what we have done together. And I want to say thank you to those that have come together and put this together to have all these great leaders. And I've been listening to these leaders in the gym on double speed, and it's been so much fun, when I'm in the gym. I'm listening to all these massive, great advice and hearing their stories and where they come from and their great advice in the business. And I don't know if you guys understand how spoiled you are to have access to all of that. You can pick people's brain like that, people that have been doing this business for a long time. And so together, guys, we are this massive, big ocean of teamwork, of love and care for each other. And that's what we stand for. And I'm really grateful for that. And that is a fantastic, thing to be part of. So thank you to those that have put this together and made sure these trainings are happening on a daily basis, every day at 10 o'clock UK time, and wherever you are in the world, the different time zones, But when it comes to mindset, guys, when you're working on your mindset, it's like working on your personal weakness in that sense, because often what you are doing in your mind is affecting what you're doing. So whatever you are telling yourself, the words that you are talking to yourself, they become your thoughts. And your thoughts then become your feelings, and your feelings become your action becomes your results, and they are going to be success or failure. So if you are there talking to yourself and you are saying to yourself, I don't know people, I don't think I can do this business, I don't have time for this, this is too hard, this is network marketing, whatever you're telling yourself, that becomes your thoughts. So you start to be thinking about that you're constantly thinking about, these negative things. So you start to feel, moved, drained, and not in a good way. And that is going to take you, away from taking a great action or something like that. But if you start to talk to yourself in a different way, and you have that, successful mindset in that sense, you talk to yourself and say, I know a lot of people, or I'm willing to go and get to know a lot of people. And now with social media, there's no excuse. We have access to so many people around there. So you can talk to anybody, anywhere in that sense. And when you start to tell yourself that you are successful, you can do this, your thoughts start to be acting like that. And I remember when I started this business, is that when I was inviting people, like, walking and talking or calling people, because that's what we were doing back then, I put myself into a successful mind, state. What I mean by that is that I used to put, great music on. I used to listen to music to pep myself up. I used to dance a little bit with the music, and then go like, way, like high energy, and then pick up the phone and call. Not like so I would be like, any fake or anything like that, just to get my energy buzzing. So I would put my mindset in the right place for my phone calls, because I was drained with energy, guys. I had, no money. I was working really hard in my businesses and my full-time job. And then I took New Skin on board as the fourth opportunity. So that was tough, and so I had to put myself up there. I had to believe I could make this business go. So I want to prove to you that whatever, the normal human being is talking to themselves about 300 words a minute every time you're telling yourself something. And just to prove to yourself, for the next 5 seconds, those of you that are watching me live or listening to this on one of our recordings, now for the next 5 seconds, do not say a single word to yourself starting now. And you're probably sitting there going, oh, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. It's impossible to not talk to yourself. We're constantly talking to yourself. And some people, they talk more than 300 minutes to themselves, if that's it. But so when you're talking to yourself, that becomes your thoughts. And you have to think about it, you have to stay in a happy, good place to have that feeling of energy, and the body language is going to change and everything, one thing that I sometimes do, and did a lot in the beginning when I was going into a meeting or I was preparing for a meeting, like again, I put the music on and I would just sit in my car and just go, yes, yes, yes. And by doing that, I was just like, whoa, I completely changed my mindset. And I was like, the energy level was totally changed. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go in and take that meeting on and go for it, So you can just change your feelings like that by having the thoughts in a different way. So my actions were like, I'm here to take results. I'm here to get results. And so the success will follow. So I hope you understand what I'm talking about here, because it's really important that also as a leader in our business, as a presidential director, if you talk to all of them, they show gratitude what they have in life. They're so grateful for what they have in life. So if you have a grateful mindset, you're grateful for what you have in life, the people the team you're working with, and everything like that, then things become easier and better for you. And you have to have that sort of extraordinary sort of appreciation for life and people. And when you start to be thankful for the small things in life and the big things in life, luck can change in your mindset. So I really want to encourage you that, make that a habit of yourself, because a habit and success is a state of mind in that sense. So when you make it a habit to be grateful for everything in life, it will really work. And I've been coaching and mentoring some people, and some people have had issues with their partners or work or whatever it is. And I have asked them to do a little exercise to put down 5 things they're grateful for 21 days in a row. So write down 5 things you're grateful for in your life every day for 21 days. It changes people's perspective on what they're looking at. It's just like magic, So it's really important to have that great mindset when you're doing this business and working the business in that sense. Because if you think about it, when a child is a newborn child is walking, crawling around, and you as a parent, you see they're going to start to stand up and start to take the first steps. What do you do as a parent? You're running around, where's the camera? Where's the camera? You're like going crazy looking for the camera to capture that moment. But the only thing the child is thinking, I have seen people walking around me. I want to do that as well. And it doesn't matter. The child is falling off 50 times or more. The child is going to stand up and just walk. Okay. The child is never going to say to themselves, oh, maybe this walking thing is not for me. I'm just going to be crawling for the rest of my life. No, the child is just going to walk and is going to go for it, and that's what it's all about. And our inner voice, guys, is really, really important. What you are doing. And what is interesting when you look at it is that the presidential directors, they make decisions from the truth of themselves, okay, or leaders or successful people, because they trust their inner voice. They listen to their inner voice, and they are constantly sort of working with that inner voice, and they trust themselves, and that's why other people trust them. And that's what it's all about, trust your thoughts and trust your feelings and mindset in that sense. What are you focusing on? It's so important. If you look at it, you can focus on the negativity, you can focus on the positivity. It's up to you. And I did an exercise once when we moved over here in 2000. We had an apartment in Notting Hill. We live on the south coast. We had an apartment over in Notting Hill where we used to go to do meetings and trainings and things like that. This is back in 2000, so before social media and all that. And I was there once, and I was like, talking about this mindset thing to some people, and some people are just miserable all the time. And by the way, please do not sponsor them into our business or get them involved in our business. Blake Roney, one of our co-founders, always says, please don't sponsor unpleasant people, because they might bring their likes in that sense. But what we have found out, if somebody like that comes into our business, they usually, don't stick for a while, because what happens is too much positivity. So they might stay for 3-4 months, they're gone in that sense. But we were talking about this at one of our trainings up in Notting Hill. And I was just, curious, how is it to be like a boring person? How is it to be like with a negative mindset? So I said to myself, I have one goal tomorrow. I'm just going to go out there tomorrow and have a bad mindset. I'm going to have a boring day in that sense, or a bad mindset. So I walked out, and people said good morning or said hi to me. I was like, why? What's good with it? And things like that. And I can tell you, it was such a boring day. It was so, I think I didn't even last the whole day, because, we have a choice whenever you wake up in the morning. And I have, in some of my presentations, I have a slide of a bus. So there's like a bus. You're looking down the bus, and there's like on that one side of the bus, there's like sunshine and beautiful, view. On the other side of the bus is darkness and you're just staring into a mountain. You have that choice when you wake up in the morning. Which side of the bus are you going to sit in? Are you going to sit in the sunshine and the beautiful view? Or are you going to sit in the negative part where the energy is low and not so good? That's your choice. So every day you wake up, you have that choice of being a positive person or being a negative person. That's up to you, because failure and success is a choice. To be successful is a choice of yours, because whatever you think you can or you can't, you're right. So if you are saying to yourself in your thoughts, in your words, to yourself, you're talking to yourself, I believe I can be successful in this business. That's true. You can. If you start to tell yourself something else, that's also true, because that's what you are doing. So I really encourage you. We've heard this so many times, that you are the average of the 5 people you spend a lot of time with. Do your best to spend time with successful people and people that are inspiring. Who in this business inspires you? Connect with them, on social media. Ask them if you could, have a call with them, or pick their brains a little bit. What makes them so inspiring in your eyes, and tell them, and so basically follow what other people that are successful are doing, until you have that belief within yourself. I can do this as well. And I can promise you guys, if I, this little crazy guy from Iceland, can do this business, I am 1,000% sure everybody else on the planet can do this business as well. So what I have done, I have surrounded myself with people that I believe in. And I always, when I walk into a room, I always say, I never want to be the smartest guy in the room. And that's, by the way, never going to happen. I'm never this, the sharpest knife in the drawer. That's not going to happen either. But I always tell myself, I'm the sexiest guy in every room I come into. Why do I do that? It's just, to have fun and make myself smile and change my energy and change my posture. And if I feel sexy, I'm going to be like, yeah, walking like that. If I feel, I'm going to be doing this. And it's like, it's not good at all. For example, if you are, whatever you're doing right now, if you put 2 of your hands straight up in the air like this, you can't be miserable. You can't be like, it's not possible. What if you put your head down like that and you walk around like a depressed person? It's very difficult to put a smile on your face. So what I've done, I've sort of, followed some people, and one of my 5 is somebody I've never met in my life, but I follow him on social media. He's a great, a personal sort of, he's been writing a lot of books. He's been doing a lot of talks, and so I listen to him. He has something called his daily talk, so I listen to that. I'm subscribing to that, and I really sort of like that, and it's really sort of powerful. You don't have to be, physically there. You can have somebody like that you inspires you and helps you to take it from there. And every single one of you now listening to this call, you can decide if you want to be successful or have a failure, because the success or failure is nothing more than subtotal of your daily actions and what you're talking about. So you can say to yourself, today is going to be a new day in my life. Today is my first day of the rest of my life, and I'm going to be, learning this information can teach you or help you to make it to the next level. And that's something you want to think about. I also want to clarify a little bit, because when you have this negativity in your head, or excuse my language, now I can't swear on this. That wouldn't be pretty good. So if you have negative thoughts or some not so good thoughts in your head, I'm struggling with, not picking the swear words here. So if you are having these negative, bad thoughts in your head, it's almost like looking through life. If you have glasses and there's a lot of dirt, or you have the glasses on and there's a lot of dirt on the glasses, you don't see it clearly. So, I'm holding here, for those of you that are listening, I'm holding an empty glass, okay? If I would put dirt into that glass, or a liquid that is dirty, that glass, if I look through that, I couldn't see possibly what's on the other side. What if I took just, clean water and started to pour into this, and I pour clean water into that glass? If I pour a little bit of water, this glass is not going to get clean, okay? What if I just pour a lot of water? In the end, this glass is going to get clean, and I look through it, it's going to be beautiful, and I have good vision through that glass. Why am I telling you that? Because sometimes, guys, you are looking through your eyes, through your life, with so much crap, so much negativity, so much blame and stuff like that in there, so you don't see clear. How can you fix that? You can work on your mindset. You can listen to something every day in the workflow, in the 7 habits of successful person, or in our system 7. We talk about in one of our steps in the workflow is to listen or read something positive, minimum 20 minutes a day. And that is so powerful. You need to think about, how can you feed your mind? And personally, I am not the biggest reader on the planet because I'm dyslexic or whatever it's called. And when I'm reading something on in the book, the whole letters are dancing and things like that. So I am now training myself to read, but I listen. I have trained myself to listen. And I listen to audios on double speed or even triple speed and sometimes. And so I have trained myself to understand and follow what the people are saying. So I can listen to a book that is 3 hour long audio. I can listen to that in 1 hour. I personally would rather like to listen to the book 3 times, in 3 hours, rather than once in 3 hours, if you understand what I mean. So I'm constantly listening to stuff. My car is my university. When I'm in the gym, I don't listen to music. I listen to some motivational stuff. And now I'm, listening to you guys or the people in these trainings. I just love that. So again, I can't be more grateful for it. So thank you for all your knowledge and what you're sharing. And so you have to have the habit of being in a sort of great mindset in that sense, because you can't influence anybody if you're in a shitty mind state. Excuse me, shouldn't have said that. If you're in a bad mindset, it's difficult to influence yourself or anybody else. So you have to bring out the best in yourself and best in people, and you do that by staying positive, staying with that winning mindset. And don't forget, guys, every single one of you were born a champion. Every single one of you are born a champion. Why do I say that? Because you won the first race you ever competed in. There was like 300, on an average, about 350 million other sperms going swimming to that egg. And you beat all the rest of them. You were the first sperm to swim to that egg, and you made it into this world, born a champion. So you should always have that winning champion mindset of you can achieve anything in life and take it to the next level. There are a few things. I personally, I don't like the word try. Try is just like, I just like, if I hear that, I'm like, what did that say? What does try mean? And I say to people now, excuse me, I'm on Google Translate. Well, I can't understand what you're saying. What is it, try? All that kind of thing. And I can tell you a funny story. I have 2 beautiful, amazing children. And by them being involved with us in this business, they have a different mindset to the normal Joe Smith out there, in my point of view, because they've been brought up in that mindset of winning and success and positivity in that sense. And my son, he's now 13. When he was 7, I believe, we had a parent interview at school. And when we go into that interview, the teacher is telling us, how he's doing and all that. Me and Alpha are sitting on this table with the teacher, and my son Anthony is sitting a little bit there doing some drawing or something like that. And then the teacher brings out some papers and shows us, she's explaining how to talk about the maths in different ways in English. And I was like, wow, you've done this in your personal time. And I was so grateful and said, thank you. And she was like, yeah, I did this because your son, one day I was talking to him and he didn't understand the word try. And my wife and I just started to smile. He's like, why are you smiling? And then, Anthony, she looked at Anthony, excuse me, Anthony, do you know what try means? And she's like, yes, miss. But if you try, you don't do, you don't succeed. So you can't try, you just have to do. And he was 7 when he was saying that to his teacher. We were just like so proud and cracking up about that. In the Fast Start booklet, there's a lot of reading lists you can go through, and you can look through that and understand what it's all about. But I'm coming to the end here, guys. I want to tell you that Tarragona is coming in May. Make sure you book your ticket to Tarragona. You want to be there. That's the most important event of the year is Tarragona. So do whatever you can to be there. But I want to ask you guys to make sure you tune in tomorrow. We have an amazing girl coming on tomorrow. Her name is Lily. She's from Finland, and she is just a fireball. I saw her speak on stage in Marbella, and She's a top level of the company. She's the first presidential director of our business in Finland. She's a pioneer of the Finnish market, and her attitude to life is just amazing. She's constant energy, crazy good energy. I love her energy, and she just has that charisma of taking this business to the next level. When she started this business, she had no work experience at Sands. She just loved horses and all about horses, but she focused on the products and how to build the business around the products. And she is tomorrow going to give you some great product tips about the products and how to build effective business through that. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. If you feel value in this, share it with your organization. Tell people to come and join this like page. Give me some love. Give me some love if you had some interesting conversation here or something like that. So let us know where you're listening from. And thank you so much, guys. Have an awesome rest of the day, and see you on the beaches around the world. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of TeamOneZone Radio. Hope you like what you've been hearing so far. Please drop us a review and make sure to subscribe to hear all the latest strategies we're using to grow our business online. Would you like free training for your downline on 5 automation secrets that you can use to grow your own network marketing business? Well, just jump on over to TeamOneZone.com and grab your free automation power pack today.